Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kid Lee, and this is going to be my recap of the Sony press event that was just held at E3 2013. I will be going over all the news and all the items that they showed at the event. Now, Sony, it seemed like they tried to pack in as many things as possible. They very quickly went from one item to the other, not really dwelling on too many things. They kicked off the show showing the PlayStation Vita and just going over some general stats for the Vita. They then went into the Walking Dead game and made an announcement saying that there will be sort of a special or bonus episode this summer called 400, so that should be interesting. They then talked about the new games coming to the PlayStation 3, such as Beyond Two Souls and Gran Turismo 6. They basically just showed trailers for the two of them, didn't really say too much about them. They then showed a trailer for the new Batman Arkham Origins. Now, this game is not going to be like the first Christian Bale movie where he learns how to be Batman. They said that this game is going to be about Batman's already been Batman for like a year or two, but he's never really fought any of the so-called supervillains. So this is going to be sort of his first encounter with one of those. Next was the big unveil of the PS4 hardware, the actual console, the box itself. As you can see on screen here, it looks decent enough. It's got sort of this tiering system going on. If you look real close, it's not necessarily a completely square box like the new Xbox One is. It's got kind of a little tier shelf thing going on, so that's definitely interesting. Next, they briefly talked about the Sony media, saying that the PS3, PS4, PSN will be getting so-called better media that the gamers will actually want. So it'll be interesting to see what that is all about. They then talked about some of the new software for the PlayStation 4. They said that the Video and Music Unlimited feature will be available on day one, as well as other apps like Redbox and Flixster. Next, they finally showed a new game trailer. The game was called The Order 1886. And the trailer was very interesting. They didn't really say too much about it, just sort of based on what they showed in the trailer. It was some sort of time travel sci-fi based shooter. It was really hard to say. As you can kind of see from the video that I'm playing, the setting was 1886 and they were either chasing or being chased by something. At one point they get out of the carriage and it kind of looked like they had standard weapons from the 1886, and then all of a sudden the weapons turn into like futuristic weapons and they're like talking on radio communication and stuff. So that one's going to be really interesting and one that everybody should definitely keep their eye on. After that, they went into 3 quick trailers. They did a quick trailer for Killzone Shadowfall, Infamous Second Son, and another new game called Knack. I've got detailed information on all 3 of these games on my channel, so everybody can check that out once I have that posted. They then went into a tech demo, just showing off some of the capabilities of the PS4 hardware. The tech demo is called the Dark Sorcerer. If anybody wants to see the full duration of that with all the sound, go ahead and just check out the Dark Sorcerer on YouTube and you should be able to find that. They then jumped into a new game called Transistor, and it's going to be from the makers of Bastion, so that game should hopefully be pretty good as well. Then they quickly mentioned that Diablo 3 is going to be coming to the PS3, PS4. Next, they showed a cinematic trailer for Final Fantasy Versus 13, and then they briefly mentioned that this game is now going to be sort of a side story for the new Final Fantasy 14. Right after that, they did an announcement trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3. I know a lot of people are big fans of that series, so that one will be definitely one to check out. And they jumped into a live gameplay demo of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Anybody who's a fan of that series, this one is looking to be more pirate-like, a lot more ship combat. I think there was actually a stat that was thrown out saying that this game is going to be 60-40 land combat versus naval combat, so definitely a lot more naval combat in this one. They then announced Elder Scrolls Online will be coming to the PlayStation 4, and I believe Xbox One as well, but that wasn't mentioned in this particular press conference. They are looking at a spring 2014 release date on that, and that the PS4 will have a special beta that everybody will have a chance to get into. They then did a cinematic trailer for a brand new Mad Max game. The trailer was pretty brief and just showed Mad Max kind of in the desert. He was driving in his car and he got out and he was talking to somebody and he basically just got back in his car and started driving again. So we really don't have any details about that game at the moment. And then finally, this is where the Sony press conference really took off, and this was pretty funny because the crowd was going absolutely nuts, and they had the Sony chant going for a while. So they did a rapid fire announcements announcing that the PS4 will support used games, the PS4 will work offline, current PSN Plus will carry over to the PlayStation 4. PlayStation Plus is required to play multiplayer games, so that's a little bit of a change. The PS3 and PS4 will have a cloud gaming service. And then most important, the PS4 will be $399 and will launch this fall 2013, so $100 less than the Xbox One. Then finally, the final demo that they showed was Bungie's Destiny. It went into a real deep gameplay trailer on that. I think it lasted 10-12 minutes, and that game looks really impressive, so everybody will want to go ahead and check that out. But yep, that was the end of the Sony press event, and everything went pretty good. I think Sony probably won the event between Microsoft and Sony, so definitely a good job on their part. But yep, I'll go ahead and end this video here. Everybody stay tuned for my continuing E3 coverage, and everybody keep playing and have fun.
4 won't impose any new restrictions on the use of PS4 gamers. Just heard you there. When a gamer buys a PS4 disc, they have the rights to use that copy of the game. They can trade in the game at retail, sell it to another person, lend it to a friend, or keep it forever. In addition, PlayStation 4 disc-based games don't need to be connected online to play. For any type of authentication. If you enjoy playing single-player games offline, PS4 won't require you to check in online periodically. It won't stop working if you haven't authenticated within 24 hours.